Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to day 2 of my holiday gift extravaganza. This is Jan of Jan Hicks Creates, and I am so glad you are here. I am so glad that you participated yesterday, and I think you're going to enjoy it. I know a lot of you are happy to see me doing it again, and that makes me feel good, so thank you for that. Um, Again, loved reading the responses yesterday. Like I said, I hope all of you took some time to read some of your other friends' responses as well. It really is quite meaningful and heartwarming and, all the hallmark words, right? Just makes the season feel a little bit better when things might not be quite as good as we would hope yet. Nicole, my friend Nicole, who is in South Africa, I heard from her yesterday. Things are looking like another shutdown in Africa is going to happen. I don't know whether it's across, but she mentioned South Africa maybe shutting down again. So my heart goes out to you guys. My heart goes out to all of us. I think we're so ready for all of this to be passed, but it's not. So I hope that these videos bring a little bit of sunshine into your day every day for the foreseeable future. So, couple of business things to take care of. I did want to mention that I hope to be doing the shipping of all these things once a week. I may need to do them sooner so I'm not overwhelmed since it's like multiple things every day. But I'm not, I know none of you are going to be like, oh my goodness, where is my thing? But I just want to let you know, you'll get it eventually. It may take a while. I will probably feel overwhelmed at certain points, but I promise you that you will get whatever you want eventually. And of course, I have no control over what the post office does either. I send everything first class mail. Um, for those of you that are in international areas that mentioned that you would be willing to pay shipping, I do appreciate that. And I will be keeping it in mind and, making the appropriate comments where I need to for different things. All right to the fun. Let's see. So, words that mean home. Many of you, of course, mentioned family and love, safety, refuge, comfort, comfortable. Many of you mentioned mom. Um, Several of you mentioned dogs, which is really just another way of saying family, right? Um, Mom really hit home for me because I lost my mother. She was very young. She was 54. I lost her to cancer. Sorry, my little space heater came on, and the last thing I need right now is any more heat in this room. It's cold. It's in the basement, so it does get chilly, but I get so worked up and heated up. My body is working overtime in the heat department these days. So even though I am wearing long sleeves, yes, I don't need additional heat at this point. Anyway, I did lose my mom. She was 54. I was 27, 28 when she died. And so many of you mentioned either that your word is mom because mom signifies home for you, whether she's still alive in your life or whether she also has passed. Mom signifies home. And it just made me think, moving around like we did, and especially in the boys' kind of really formative years, they were just entering high school when we moved to Florida. I don't know where they call home in their minds, but I do hope that when they think of home, they think of me. So that really touched me. So I'm getting all choked up now, so we're going to move right on. It also made me think, all these words made me think, that would be an interesting cross-stitch series. I'm sure other people have done it. One of the things I try to stay away from is repeating what other people have done. As many of you know, I don't stitch the same charts as everybody else. My brain goes other ways. And I also try not to kind of do the same thing as everybody else. And some of that is unavoidable because there's kind of a synergy that happens in the maker's world where minds kind of see trends and patterns develop from trends oftentimes. But anyways, as I was reading through all the comments, I thought, there is some sort of design there with all the words of home. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know whether it'll ever come to fruition, but it's percolating there in the back of my head. All right, so again, thank you all for participating. I know that you just want to know who won, right? So let's get right to that. And then we will get to the next. I'm making sure I'm reading all my notes that we get to the next question. Okay, so number one was, let me go back. Goodness, I went down too far. My Lady Liberty, Little House Needleworks is one by Susie Rose Finley. She says, home is where my DBF, dear boyfriend, Tiny and I are, his house, that we are turning into our home. This year is the first time that we got matching dressers, bedside tables, and lamps for our bedroom in our lives. We both cried. Susie, I know totally what you mean by that. When Mike and I got our first real bedroom set, for some reason it just feels momentous. You know, whenever you're young and you can't afford it, you buy this from a thrift store and that from a thrift store. You get a hand-me-downs from somebody. I totally can relate. Okay, he blinked a lot. He's 59, I'm 61, and we've been together for over 10 years. He has treated my now 24-year-old daughter as his own. He loves us both. It's so sweet. We've been through in sickness and health. He has built planters for me to grow veggies, quite the challenge when living in Las Vegas. Together, we are planning the Eastern veggie garden, complete with a rigid pipe portcullis for vining vegetables. Oh, Susie, that sounds awesome. We're working together in all that we do, or we just do nothing and sit outside and have our morning cups of coffee. Home is where you make it. That's actually a good thing, saying for a cross-stitch pattern as well. So many ideas popping in my head. Anyway, Susie, you won this one. I have not commented on anybody's comments yet, but I will. But basically, you're going to just email me with your mailing address. Next is the Waxing Moon Kit. This goes to Julie Wright. Julie says, the thing I think of when I think of home is family. I'm really looking forward to hopefully spending Christmas with my family this year. Me too, Julie. Next is the True Friend Kit. This is going to Kathleen Sullivan. When I think of home, the first word I think of is love. My love of my family. That's awesome, Kathleen. Next is the yellow polka dot Bic Queenie. Several of you mentioned that you do have wiener dogs and you would love to win this. There are more of her patterns, her dachshund patterns in my stash. So if you didn't win this one, there's more. But this one is going to Jennifer Kelly. Jennifer says, home is where I love to be with family for a relaxed gathering, whether at my home or at a family member's home. I miss the ones who have passed, but remember them fondly. Me too, Julie. And then last but not least, we have the fabric. And this is going to Teresa Boyer. Home means refuge for me. Refuge against the storm, refuge with a cozy fire, and something great smelling great on the stove. Congratulations, Teresa, and congratulations to all of you guys. Like I said, I will be commenting on your comment. I hope you love them. All right, so today, let me reach over here and get this stack. And actually, I'm going to have to show some photos here too. So, number one, and I decided to put numbers, my fancy numbering system with my Post-it notes on each pattern so that I remember, even though I have it written down, I don't want to take any chances. So, number one, make sure I'm showing this in the camera. This is Christmas at Winterberry Cabin by Brenda Gervais. So it's I'm going to move it a little closer here so you can look at it. Actually, I should take the pattern or the number off the pattern so you can actually see it. It was hiding a little snowman there. So that is number one. Number two is the flea market quilt pattern. So this is one of the donations from the Fat Quarter Shop. On the back, there's more. So this one is not available to international unless you're willing to pay shipping. So if you want this, let me know. Put in the comments that you're willing to pay shipping. So number two. Number three is a set of, oops, get back here, of Mrs. Sadie's silks for my pattern Ode to a Peacock. So that is 8 skeins of her silk. It does not include the pattern. You will need to get the pattern if you don't already have it. And thank you to all of those who have done the purchase. Remember, it is on sale in my shop, 20% off. So if you win it and don't have it, you can get it on sale. So 8 skeins of Mrs. Sadie's silk for Ode to a Peacock. And then let me take these off because those little stickers were to remind me. Number 4 is Teresa Kogut's In Command, one of her gorgeous angels. Okay, and then number 5 and 6, I put those stickers there to remind me to show you pictures. So they are from Kim Smith. She designs fabric bags, and I meant to have her business card over here to remind me. I think it might be Kim Smith Designs or Kim's Designs. I don't remember. Kim, I'm so sorry. That's why I have to note everything down because things just don't stay in my brain. But anyway, she is donating 2 bags. They are going to be mailed from her in Canada, and they are Grinch fabric. I love these. So it contains a project bag, a notions bag, and then a little needle book. And that is number 5. That bag there. And then number 6 is this one. And again, it's kind of hard to see the notions bag and the needle book because they do kind of blend in, but they are there. So the project bag, the notions bag, and the needle book, number 6. So I love those. I love the Grinch. I love the original Grinch. Okay, so that is the gifts for day number 2. So again, make sure you note down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whichever ones you are interested in. And today's question is, so many of you answered, and I do have it all written out, so forgive me for reading. So many of you answered refuge, rest, relax, comfortable, safety as your word for what you think of when you think of home. So today I'd like to know, when you do come home, whether it's home after a day of work, whether it's home after a trip, what's the first thing you usually do? When you walk in the door, not necessarily take your shoes off or, hang your coat up, that type of thing. But what's your habit when you come home? Like, do you fix yourself a cup of tea? Do you pet the dog and give him some food? Do you sit down on your comfy chair and read the mail? What's your habit? What's the first thing when you come home that you just kind of go, I'm home, now I can do this. This is what I want to do to transition into home. Does that make sense? What do I do? Usually pet Nina, because she's right there at the door. She's just like a dog. If we leave her even just for like a half hour, we've run out to the store and back. She's right there at the door yelling at us for leaving her alone, like, we've abandoned the poor animal. So we pet her and calm her down and give her treats and take care of our little Nina. So, a couple other things. Is it starting to look a lot like Christmas? Can you see the various Christmas designs I've put out? This one and this one here, I hope you can see it. Yeah, I think you can. This one over here in the corner, these are 2 pieces that I stitched for my mother way back in, I think the date on this one is 87. There actually isn't a date on this one, but I stitched them at the same time. So those were Christmas gifts to my mother back in 87. This one back here, that is Winter Wonderland by Kaniki's Whims and Prims. I'm pretty sure she still has it in her shop, so I will link to that. It's also on fabric that she printed. You can see some of the trees. If you can see some of the brown trees in the background, that's actually printed by her on the fabric. So I'll see if she's still, I don't know whether she still is doing that, but I will look and see and link all that below for you. And then the little square one is my Mill Hill kit that says Believe and has Santa on it. And that's the one that I thought I had lost, and I found it of all places. Well, I didn't think I had lost. I thought it hadn't made it out of Hawaii. I didn't find it in any of the stuff that I had unpacked. And all of a sudden it occurred to me, maybe I did something weird and like packed it with the Christmas stuff. There it was. So, yay. Okay, that is all that I have for you today. I again look forward to reading your responses, and I hope you do too. Until tomorrow, guys, take care. Know that I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.